Thank you for joining me here this evening. The time is currently 6:26 p.m. Central, and we are here live now with some severe weather coverage. Currently, we have 21 severe thunderstorm warnings across the United States, as we have a quad severe weather outbreak event going on right now. We have a slight risk of severe weather, and even an enhanced risk of severe weather for portions of the Northeast, which we covered heavily earlier today with some strong tornadoes and destructive winds. We've got another slight risk of severe weather going across portions of the mid-Mississippi Valley. We've got another slight risk of severe weather going across portions of the southern plains, and we've got another slight risk of severe weather going across portions of the central plains. We have got ourselves quite a bit to talk about today, and one of the things that I was zoomed in on here at the beginning of the stream, as you might have seen, was this odd severe thunderstorm warning we've gotten here in Oregon. We have a severe thunderstorm warning for northern Curry, northwestern Josephine, and southwestern Coos County in southwestern Oregon here. This is a storm heading towards Port Orford and Myrtle Point, and we actually just got another severe thunderstorm warning here. This one is going to include portions of central Douglas County. This is heading towards Roseburg. So apparently we've got some unexpected severe thunderstorms today going on in southwest Oregon, so we'll keep an eye out for those. Obviously, our main threats, though, are going to be centered around portions of the eastern United States rather than the western. This mid-Mississippi River Valley event has really been quite an underperformance today, right? We have really not seen too much at all. We did see a couple of tornadoes in eastern Missouri today, but that's not even really in our slight risk of severe weather here. So this has been a pretty underperforming risk of severe weather. So you may be happy about that there if you're, along the Ohio River or the mid-Mississippi River Valley and you were thinking, oh, no, I'm going to get some storms today. Well, there's a good chance that you actually didn't. Mainly what we're seeing right now out of that area is just some stronger storms out here actually in northern Arkansas, but that's been kind of an underperforming slight risk today. One of our slight risks that's kind of just getting going here is our Nebraska risk. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning for Broken Bow for lime-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour damaging wind gusts here, so if you're in Broken Bow or Anselmo, make sure you're getting indoors and away from windows immediately. We got another storm here close to Interstate 80 for quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds. That's kind of to the south of the Brady area there, going into a pretty rural region, if I'm being honest with you, okay? Now, we got ourselves, obviously, this risk out here in the southern plains to watch, all right? We've got a severe thunderstorm watch in effect for parts of extreme southeast Colorado, southwest Kansas, extreme northwest Oklahoma, the Oklahoma Panhandle, and the Texas Panhandle. Mainly the threats out here are just going to be damaging winds up to 70 miles an hour and hail up to tennis ball size. We did have a couple of storms, one for tennis ball size hail earlier in Nebraska, I believe, actually. And as you can see, we definitely have some of those big-time hail reports there. I believe this is that's a golf ball-sized hail report, but if we look up here, we see we have a lime-sized hail report, so just some big-time hailstones out here are the main thing. Now, the leftovers of our Northeast event, which, by the way, knocked out power for hundreds of thousands of customers across portions of New England here. If we go ahead and take a look at the power outage map, actually, we can see that currently in New York, we have over almost 200,000 customers without power. In Vermont, we've got about 4,000 customers without power. In Pennsylvania, we got about 34,000 customers without power. West Virginia has about 7,000 customers without power, right? So, as we can see, the leftovers of that event, we still have some damaging winds rolling through. All right, we're definitely going to see some big-time hailstones out there as well, but damaging winds are the main thing. We do have a storm currently in Massachusetts that's actually producing damaging winds up to 70 miles an hour, so we'll see what that does. We've even got storms going all the way down towards New York City, all right? We have a severe thunderstorm warning for portions of western Long Island. Mr. Storm's probably out there right now getting some footage, but again, we've got ourselves several storms to watch right now that are obviously pretty concerning. But I think the thing that we're going to kind of zoom in on here are some of our storms out here in the plains, because these are actually going to bring us the threat for a few more tornadoes. We've had at least one or two tornado warnings out here today, I know already, so we'll keep watching these storms here again. This one heading for Broken Bow is particularly concerning. We do have storm chaser Nathan Moore in that stream there. As you can see, he's got an incredible view of that. But anyway, we're going to be watching all these storms today, so I hope you guys are here to join us. I'm going to go and pull up stream chat, so if anybody has any questions about the location, feel free to leave those down below. I'll try to answer them accurately and honestly. But yeah, this is definitely not going to be as active as our last stream. We were not expecting our last stream to be that active, but it ended up being that way. But this one, I can guarantee you, we are not going to see, all that crazy stuff that we saw last time. So we may see, a brief tornado or something, but it's not going to be like last time where we were covering strong tornado after strong tornado. But yeah. So, going to go ahead and bring up stream chat here. didn't expect me to be live again. Well, we kind of, whenever we have 4 different slight risks of severe weather, I kind of got to go live more than once usually because a lot of the events are taking place at different times, just like this one. So, rotation near Winchendon, Massachusetts. Let's check that out really quickly. So, Winchendon is right there. Sorry, I got to move the chat down to be able to see my screen velocities. Yeah, it looks to be some weak rotation there. That storm does have the tornado possible tag associated with it. But yeah. Unfortunately, I just got to know that this may actually be a pretty short stream. Sometimes it's like that, But we'll try to keep it going as long as possible. Because this is going to be a shorter stream than I originally thought, we'll try to keep this more towards a severe weather update rather than severe weather coverage. So we'll talk about what's going on right now. We're going to talk about what's going on later. We kind of already talked about what's going on right now. So 6 p.m. This is what we got, or this is what we had at 6 p.m. All right. Unwarned tornado. Fitzwilliam. Where's Fitzwilliam? Where's that at? New Hampshire? Do we have a tornado on the ground? Is that a debris signature? Near Nassau. Where's Nassau? I don't see Nassau. I don't... Nassau. If you're talking about this... the little debris signature that we have. I don't know if that's a debris signature or if that's just a general CC drop. Oh, no, that's a tornado. Yeah, you're right. That's definitely a tornado. So we have an unwarned tornado now, guys, on the ground near Rand. This is in New Hampshire. So get to your tornado safe spot immediately. That was quite unexpected. Thank you. That was a good catch. That was a really, really good catch. So we do have a tornado on the ground now. This is near State Line, approaching Rand and Rindge in New Hampshire. So if you're in this area, get to shelter. If you know anybody in this area, make sure to give them a call or text. But yeah, this is an ongoing tornado. This is unwarned. Wow, that was a really good catch. That debris signature just now started picking up there, but there we go. I really didn't think we were going to see any tornadoes this stream. I really didn't. But here we go. So again, if you're just not tuning in, we do have an unwarned tornado on the ground, actually, in New Hampshire. You're in a severe thunderstorm warning right now. Look out for that. Make sure you're getting indoors. Alright, so, again, we do have a tornado on the ground still, it looks like, here near Rand. Approaching Rindge. Gosh, this is a really populated area. What's up, Roman? So, this debris signature is actually pretty wide. The reason that it's not that deep, alright, is because we are a good distance away from the radar site, right? We're using the radar site out here in Massachusetts while we're all the way in New Hampshire. This radar site is about 70 miles away from where the actual tornado is, right? So it's going to look like a light debris signature, but in reality, this could be a pretty strong tornado here. But yeah. So here we go. And I was not expecting to see this stream, but again, I'm not going to be able to be live for very long, unfortunately, but we're going to cover this tornado here for as long as possible. Again, that's heading for Rindge. And the newest scan still showing that, at least having some debris fallout with it. So again, if you're in this area, you need to seek shelter. Yeah, it looks like it may have lifted, but remember, guys, we're also just really far away from the radar site. So, It's hard to tell, but it looks like we do have some debris fallout here. Is the storm coming your way? You'll have to let me know exactly where you're, coming from. Virginia. There's only one severe warning in Virginia. So, yeah, if you're in this severe warning, this is really just going to be a windbag. This is no big, no super big deal. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, just make sure you're getting indoors. But it shouldn't be too much of a massive threat for you. You got some lightning, some heavy rain, maybe more of a scary storm than anything, really. You're probably not going to actually have too much damage or anything like that, so you should be, for the most part, you should be good to go. But yeah, the storm is kind of in your neck of the woods there. But yeah, again, here's our tornado in range. It looks like the velocities are still pretty tight there. And we still got the debris signature. So again, this tornado is heading northeast. You're inside right now? Alright. Then you are good to go. Again, even if, obviously, you probably shouldn't go outside, but even if you were outside, it's not like you were going to die or anything. It's, the worst thing that's going to happen with that storm, likely, is we're going to see some tree limbs, fall. Which obviously is why it would be better to be inside. Okay, so again, whether this is debris fallout or still a tornado actively picking up debris, we don't know. But there is still debris in the atmosphere here. So if you are in Wilder, you need to get to your safe spot. Again, this is an unwarned tornado. This is a hard one to catch. So again, it kind of started in Massachusetts, then crossed state lines here, but it's going to be heading for Wilder, Greenville, Temple, and West Wilton. So I'm just going to say this. If you're in this warning polygon that I just drew, you need to seek shelter. This is heading for Wilder and Sharon. Get to your safe spot. Again, this went right through Ringe, unfortunately. Again, it started all the way back in Harrisville, and that's where it picked up significant debris over the state line there. Because there are a lot of homes. There's a lot of trees out here as well, so that probably contributed to the debris out there. But again, we gotta watch this here, guys, because again, it doesn't look like a significant debris signature, but you gotta remember how far away we are from the radar side. Okay, so again, at this point, it looks mostly like debris fallout, but I think there's still some debris in the atmosphere. So if you're in Wilder, you need to be in your safe spot. Any other news? Not really. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think we've had any tornadoes in the plains yet. I very well could be wrong, though. I really haven't been looking that closely. But I know we haven't had anything major. But, again, if you're just not tuning in, we have an unwarned tornado on the ground here. This just went through Ringe, New Hampshire, and is now approaching Wilder, Turnpike Road. If you're familiar with that area, you know what I'm talking about. And you need to get to shelter if you're out here. Again, these velocities were actually pretty tight. Again, the reason they don't look that strong is because we're kind of in a bad radar zone here. But, you could definitely see that there. That was a decently strength tornado, most likely. Decently long tracking. It was kind of your standard. That was really just an average tornado, wasn't it? I think the problem with it is that it went through a populated area. Like, if we saw that kind of tornado down, in Nebraska, we may not have even known that it was on the ground because there's not as much to pick up out there if it was in, an open field. But the fact that it's in New Hampshire is a bit more of a problem because we have, even in that area that's a little unpopulated considering we're in New England, we've still got, thousands of people in the path of this. So obviously pretty dangerous stuff. Again, we could have some debris fall out there, so remain in your tornado safe spot, especially if you're out ahead of this thing. You got storms coming your way, so hype. Nice. Let's check that out. Yes, we actually have some pretty intense storms out here in southeast Colorado and the Oklahoma Panhandle, moving eastward. Really just kind of exploded into a line just recently. Before it was kind of a bunch of different cells. Now it's kind of a big line here. So at the next severe warning, they may just issue a massive polygon here. We'll see. I don't think so, though, because I think these are different National Weather Service offices, obviously, but I guess they won't do that then. I realized I put the thing on a tornado warning, even though technically it's still severe thunderstorm warning, but this is a tornado on the ground, obviously. Look at all these severe warnings in New York and Long Island here. The reason we have so many is because of the different National Weather Service offices, once again. Switching between New York and Upton, I believe. Or is it all Upton? I don't know. What's up, Chloe? Watching from Superior, Nebraska. Let's check that out. So you're in the slight risk of severe weather. That's a 2 out of 5 on the scale. Right now, you don't really have any storms near you. It looks like you may have gotten your fair share of rain earlier today here, potentially. Actually, not too bad. But you had some cells off to the west of you that did some pretty bad damage, but for the most part, you should be good to go. I don't think there's any real threat for your area at this point. Maybe like a late night storm, but I doubt you'll see anything severe-wise, at least, for the rest of the night. So, it's good news for you. But yeah, that tornado there really surprised me. Again, it was like one of the most average tornadoes you'd ever see, but it was in a populated area, which was the big problem, right? So, yeah, it looks like it's lifted at this point, though. Again, we're not going to be able to have a super long stream here, guys, but we'll be here live for a little bit longer, hopefully. Updating the stream title here. I always forget how my title's laid out. I accidentally deleted it all this time, so I have to go back in and redo the whole thing. So just a second here, sorry. Check out Nathan Moore here. Boy, every time I see a wind turbine ever since Greenfield, I've been on edge. I can actually see the boundary here on radar. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Look at that. Also, this supercell earlier, this was one of the ones that got tornado warned. This was a beast. I am genuinely really surprised that it didn't actually ever end up producing a tornado, because I mean, for so long, it was just a monstrous cell here with the classic supercellular presentation. And it kind of merged with another cell, and that ended up really just making it a big time damage and win threat, and also kind of a large hail threat here, because the other cell contained large hail. For the broken bow area is where our concern is, right? So. Let's see, do we have any other unexpected tornadoes up here in New England? Let's find out. Let's look at the CC. Nothing. So that's good. That tornado was unwarned for its entire life, though, which is pretty problematic. Because it was a damaging one, too. No doubt about it. The windmill interference in your area, it's nuts. Oh, gosh. We did have a dam failure today in Nashville, Illinois. We have a lot of flash flooding ongoing here in the Mount Vernon area. But yeah, I gotta end off the stream here, guys, so I'm sorry about that. I hope you guys did enjoy. I know this was such a short stream. I'm gonna try doing these less and less. I thought I'd have more time to do this, though, so I'm gonna try to stop doing 20-minute streams. I have been recently, if you couldn't tell, but I genuinely thought I was gonna be able to go live for longer this time, so that's my bad. But, again, thank you guys, all you guys that tuned in. I know it was a short stream, but it was pretty intense for a while, so, again, I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.